Hello, tarot friends. This is September's video. We're into October. What is it? October 5th. So I keep wanting to say it's October, but September's video. I just got back from a Fall Fest market, which I will discuss in October's video. So this is like my favorite time of year. October is a very, very, very busy month for me and my family. We've got a lot of stuff that happens. There's Thanksgiving and there is Halloween, both of which I am away for. Like the whole weekend, I go away for those two events. So that takes up 2 weekends in October. And then I have my mom's birthday and another best friend's birthday. So it's a busy month for me, but also my favorite time. So I love October. October's going to have its own video because I love it so much. September, not too much happened. So it's going to be a bit of a shorter video. Well, I say not too much tarot wise. So it'll be a bit of a shorter video, but I didn't want to lump it together with October. Also, it's been a minute since I filmed a video, and that is because I got sick. More on that later. So first things first, September. We'll talk about the decks that I used for the month of September. This is something I haven't typically done in the past with my monthly videos, but it's something I'm trying to like hold myself accountable to instead of just like willy-nilly picking decks. I'm trying to focus on a set number of decks, or not a set number, but certain decks, specific decks I'm trying to focus on. So we'll talk about that. All right, let's get into some of the decks I worked with for the month of April. Woo! September? I'm okay. I love my sunbeams coming in here. This is so wrinkled. Okay, decks I worked with. First, we have the Cat Tarot. This was one that I wanted to work with this month, specifically because I haven't really worked with it, like ever. But also it just felt like September. So, the color scheme, yeah, I see it. But also I just wanted to develop a bit of a relationship with it because I haven't up to this point. I mean, it's super fun. It makes me laugh. I love that it's a pop culture deck with cats. I don't like animal decks where they put animal heads on people bodies. What's that called? I can never remember what it's called. But for some reason I'm okay with it with this deck. And I think because it's a pop culture deck, that's why I don't really care so much. So I did some work with this one and it was decent. It was all right. It surprised me a little. So that got some use out of me this month for the first time all year. Another one that got some use this month that I've not used yet. This was new to me. It was one of my Arizona purchases. Well, delivered to Arizona, is the Lord of the Rings Tarot by Fikes on Fikes Art on Etsy. Here we go. Probably the best Lord of the Rings Tarot, Lord of the Rings Tarot deck I've ever seen. I know there's a few floating around. So same thing with this one. I haven't used it yet since I purchased it in Arizona, or since I picked it up in Arizona, I should say. And I really wanted to get some use out of it, and this seemed like the time to do so. So, same kind of deal, wanted to develop a relationship with it. I'm going to leave it out because we're going to talk about it again in a second. Wanted to develop a relationship with it because I haven't really worked with it. So it was good, but like I've talked about in the past with pop culture decks, I find there's a time and a place to use them for certain readings. The other one I used was the Trionfi della Luna Illustrated Pips. Same kind of thing. I did use this one last year, but I wanted to develop a better relationship with it. Take out all the extra cards. So we know this one. We're cool with it, but also makes me laugh like the Cat Tarot. So this one got some love from me this month. So really enjoyed working with it. I think I'm going to continue working with this one into October. Probably not the Lord of the Rings Tarot because I have so many other decks that I want to work with in the month of October. So, and it's not one of them. So, but I do want to continue developing a relationship with this deck. So I'm also going to set it aside because we're going to talk about it again in a second. And the last deck I worked with was the Memento Mori Oracle. I don't have any expansions to go with it, just the basic. This is a deck that I've kind of been resisting because I don't know how to work with it. But I love it. I love the distressed backs. Love it. I do have to do a shameless self-brag here. I edged it. And I think I edged it in the perfect freaking color. I talked about it on my Instagram. I can't remember what it is, but it is, oh no, I can't remember what it's called, but one of the like paintbrush style ones that you can blend. Oh my God. So perfect. And I don't like it when, so this end is black, or this face is black, and then this face is off-white, and then you have these white edges, stark white edges. So I didn't want to edge it in black because I felt like it would bleed into the edge here. So I went with this color and I love it. But let's talk about working with the deck. I have developed a much better relationship with this deck. I now really enjoy working with it. I'm not afraid to work with it. It's been pretty accurate and a little cheeky. So I do really enjoy working with this deck now, and I'm looking forward to continuing to working with it in October with the Zombie Tarot because I think it would pair so well. I did work with it with these two guys, but it's not aesthetically the same, which is fine, but the messages worked. So, but where I was going with the other two decks, the reason they're out is I wanted to edge these ones because they're kind of along the same, like with the Trionfi della Luna, it's like an off-white, then we've got these white edges and then a not white back. So I kind of wanted to edge it in the same, but I don't know, it's more of a creamy color. So I don't think that's the right one. Don't think we're gonna do it. And then with the, let me put this one away so I don't cause a mess. With the Lord of the Rings tarot, it's the same kind of thing. The only thing with the Lord of the Rings tarot is the suits are all different colors. As you can see when you fan it, they're all different colors. But it's got a off-white here, but same kind of thing. I think it's too brown. I don't know. I don't know. But then what happens when you have like a different color? I don't know, guys. I don't know. So anyway, that was kind of my thought process. And I have obviously not edged anything yet because I'm afraid to commit to it if I won't like it. I don't know. Anyway, those are the decks that I worked with and I really enjoyed. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to working with this one with the Zombie Tarot. I think they're going to be such a perfect pairing. And the Zombie Tarot is one I work with in the fall. I think I got it last year, so it's kind of new to me. So excited to work with that one. So all in all, I really enjoyed working with those decks for the month of September. And now I have mostly moved on to a different set of decks for the month of October. And because I have so many that flow with October, that jive with October, I think I might have to split October into half and use some decks for the first half and some decks for the second half. We'll have to see. Still early, still working with a couple of the decks I was really excited to work with this month. So we'll see what happens. See if I split them up, whatever. That'll be October's video. What else happened this month? We had that, the full moon eclipse, which was also a super full moon, I believe, in Pisces. That was really cool. I was sitting in my room, I was doing all my moon reading, whatever, and my room was lit up by the moon. I have two windows right here, and the moon at this time of year kind of goes across both of them. It's not too high, so I can actually see it go from one side of my room to the other. And my room was lit up. There was no clouds. So I quickly ran outside and grabbed my cell phone, my mega camera. I have a Nikon P900, which has a fantastic moon setting on it where you can zoom in super close to the moon, but my battery was dead. So I used the cell phone instead, and I'm actually okay with the results. You can kind of see the eclipse happening, which was pretty cool. So for a cell phone video, photo, pretty cool. So that was kind of a magical, oh, it felt a little something to have that moment with the moon. So that was pretty cool to witness the eclipse. Loved it. Loved that my room was basically lit up without having any lights on. Also pretty cool. So that was a little bit of a, dare I say, magical experience in the month of September. And then one of my biggest things for September was I took a trip. I went to visit, I call her my work mom. So you know how people have like work husbands and work wives? Well, I have a work mom. She retired in March, and her husband moved out to Alberta. So I have not seen them since they moved. They moved in May. They are avid skiers, so it fits their lifestyle perfectly. And we've been dying to go visit them. Me and her other work daughters have been dying to go visit them. So that happened in September. And I do have a little 3-minute clip of my trip, of my journey, of my sights. So unfortunately, when I was filming, I didn't film horizontally. I filmed vertically on my cell phone because I had Instagram on the brain and not YouTube. So sadly, the videos are mostly horizontal. Vertical. So sorry about that. Here we go. All right, so here we have this beautiful glassy lake that we drove over on our way to the Rocky Mountains. It was just stunning to look at, but then we headed to the Piece de Resistance, which was Lake Louise in Banff. This was stunning. This was probably my favorite part of the trip. It's just, you feel like a little ant inside a giant bowl. It was very cool, but apparently it snowed earlier that morning. It was quite chilly when we were there, but that's all right. Then we headed to the Chateau Fairmont, or Fairmont Chateau, Lake Louise, and we had some mimosas and the best pea soup I've ever had in my life. Then we headed up the Banff gondola, which was a really fun experience. It wasn't too scary for me, but some of the girls that we were with struggled a little bit with it, but that's all right. It was well worth it. When you get to the top, you have beautiful views of Banff down in the left here, and then you just get all these delicious panoramic views of the Canadian Rockies. It was stunning. I highly recommend it. And then after this, we went back down the gondola and checked out the town of Banff. It's just insane to see this mountain. You're just chilling in a town with a giant mountain in front of it. So fun. Then we went into the shop where we actually did a singing bowl meditation. There were some unicorn crystals there, which I was obsessed with. Stunning. But the sound bath itself was really cool. So these were all of his tools that he used, and it was about an hour long where you just kind of laid down and listened to him and listened to the sound bowls. Totally worth it. Great experience. Then the next day, this is Peter Lougheed Provincial Park. This was stunning with the fog on the water there, the steam. So pretty, also quite chilly. This was Canmore Mountains on either side of this town. So this was stunning. And these are the Three Sister Mountain Peaks. I was obsessed with these. I will be getting a tattoo. Then on our last full day, we did the Troll Falls hike in Kananaskis. So we actually did see a troll on this hike, and he is coming up. Probably blurry, but there he is, that little blue troll. So this hike ended up being just under 5 kilometers. We took a different route to get out to make it longer for ourselves, but it is mostly an uphill hike and then you turn around. But every spot along the uphill, there's places to stop and take pictures of all these beautiful falls. There's so many of them. So it took us quite a while to get through this hike because look how high that is. We were constantly stopping to take little videos. And then in Kananaskis, we went to the Nordic Spa, and I couldn't take videos inside, so it was just kind of like one of those hot, cold plunge spa experience. Fantastic. And of course, I'm going to throw in my purchases because I do that always. So here's what I bought in Alberta. So we'll start with this. I bought this number. There's the Three Sisters. Is that a business card or a magnet? I think it's a business card. So this is where we were, pretty much. So my friend lives, this is kind of not fully on here, but my friend lives like over here. So that's Cochrane, Alberta, where we spent most of our time. But we did go to see Lake Minnewanka. Minnewanka Obviously we went to Banff. We did the Sulphur Mountain. That's where the gondola goes up. There's Mount Lady MacDonald, come into play later. What else did we see? There's the Three Sisters, which I'm obsessed with. There is Mount Lougheed, so the provincial park, Peter Lougheed Provincial Park is in that area. Mount Bogart is going to come into play a little bit in a couple minutes. Nakiska ski area, so this is like Kananaskis. I think that's it. Is Canmore on here? I don't see it, but it could be that oh, it's right there. So we also saw Canmore. So this I'm going to frame, put somewhere. Of course I bought stickers. I have to. So my sister and I have a plan to make like just a piece of paper and put all the national parks on the piece of paper, all the national park stickers, and then frame them. I have not yet done that just because I'm panicking about actually placing them all. I'm probably going to need 2 at this point, but we have the Canmore sticker because of course. The Three Sisters sticker also, of course. Oh no, this one's stuck. Another Three Sisters. This was adorable. I think this one might go on my Yeti. Not sure, but super cute. Lake Louise with a beaver, because when in Canada. And then a Canmore sticker. This was really cool because we actually, like we drove by that big head. So some of the cool stuff you get to see when you're in Canmore. And of course, one to represent where we stayed. And then Banff National Park. I think this one's gonna go on my Yeti cooler because my Yeti cooler is that kind of like a turquoise color. And I think this one is gonna go on my poster. So Banff National Park. And then I don't know what I'm doing with this, but we did the Banff gondola, so that has to be represented. And then here is a Lake Louise one. Not sure what I'm doing with any of these Lake Louise ones. Not sure which ones are going on the cooler and which ones are going on the paper. So those are my sticker babies. And then I got some postcards for people, which are stunning. One I kept for myself. So this one I got for my grandma. I don't send postcards from the location when I'm visiting because I don't trust it. I don't trust that it'll get there, especially because my grandma lives in the middle of nowhere. So beautiful bear. Postcard from Banff. And then the Three Sisters. This is stunning. The artist is on the back. Yeah, Catherine Wright. So I bought one for myself because that's so pretty. And I had a Three Sisters obsession. So those are the postcards I bought. And then when in a store I found, well, actually my girlfriend, the friend I was staying with, found this for me and she handed it to me and she was like, you have to get it. I've seen them on Amazon, but I don't think I've seen the Celestial one. I've seen the Ephemera, Mystical Ephemera, I think it's called. I've seen that one. There's a Christmas one, which my friend bought, but this is really cool. I plan on using it while journaling. There is when I'm journaling the Banff stuff, where did that bear go? There's a bear. Nope. There's a starry bear similar to that wolf fox thing, but this is really cool. I'm really excited to use this. Oh, there he is. So these bears I'm going to use for Banff journaling. So I didn't have to buy this there. It's like I could get it on Amazon. It was the exact same price, but my friend handed it to me and was like, you have to get this, and I'm easily influenced. So that's how that happened. The other things I bought, these are adorable, and I can't believe as a woman in her 40s, I made this purchase, but my friends, again, convinced me to get them. These jelly cats. I've seen these around, but they're really expensive and you have to like order them. So this whole store had hundreds of them. Hundreds. I could have spent millions of dollars just on jelly cats in this store. So this one's gonna go in my work bag because look at his face. That's how I feel because I have to work every day. I'm not meant to work every day. It's just not something meant to happen. in the skeleton because I had to. So I think this one's going to go in my car. And the pomegranate for tarot related purposes. So they don't have names. I thought maybe they would be named, but they're not. So I wanted to name them things related to the trip. And one of my girlfriends suggested I name them after places that we were near, at, around, whatever. So I started looking at the mountain peaks, and it's not on the map that I showed, but there is a Chester, Mount Chester. So this one is Chester, and this one is Mount Bogart because of his face. That is Mount Bogart. A friend really wanted me to name this one Chester the turtle, but I just think his facial expression, he is a Bogart. And then this one, the Mount Lady MacDonald, was kind of a contender for her, but she doesn't look like a Lady Mac. So, and she's tarot related, so I named her Persephone. So she's gonna hang out in my room. So those are my jelly cats, and I think that's it. I think that's everything I wanted to show you guys. So a couple things. Turns out these things are named. For example, this one is, I am fabulous fruit pomegranate. I don't know what Bogart was named because I got rid of his tag right after I bought him. And the skeleton was Bob the Skeleton. So I like my names better anyway. So Persephone instead of this is super creative, fabulous fruit pomegranate. I like it better. So she's gonna go somewhere here. I just have to clean out some things to put her there. A couple other purchases that I made that I forgot. I got this like mini embroidery kit, which I am so excited to do. Love Frida Kahlo. So I don't do this. This will be a learning curve. I do not do this. So, but I am excited. This might be a winter activity when I have nothing else to do and we're all inside. The other thing I found, which I'm so excited about, is the, I don't know, Hibby incense matches. I found these in a store. You can order them online from where I live, but they're $1 million. So I love the lavender one. Yeah, it's just straight up lavender. I still have some left that I keep in my Goddess Provisions tin. The one I have is bigger. It has the match striking pad on the side. It's a bigger box. Oh my God. But that's the only option they had, was that little one. Does it have a match striker? I think that's what that is. I do think it does have a match striker. How many are in here? It does not say. Oh, 8. There's 8. This was probably $1 million. But at least I didn't have to pay for shipping. Wow, this was $14 for 8 matchsticks. I don't know how much I paid for this one, but it's a lot more. Oh, and this is sandalwood, not lavender. The sandalwood is 1,000 times better. But anyway, I'm really happy that I found those. Like I said, I can order them here. It's just they're so much money. And I think the other thing I wanted to talk about, this just came in the mail last night. I did a Shutterfly book. Totally worth it. I mostly did this. I want to start doing this for every trip. Like I want to do it for Arizona, all my different Arizona trips. I just think it's such a good idea, especially because all of our photos are on our phones these days. So it's nice to have something tangible. I'm not going to show you too much because it has my friends' faces in it, which I don't have permission to post. But there's Lake Louise. I can't see. Too many faces. All the faces. Lots of faces. Hold on. We'll get something. Okay, so that's Lake Minnewanka, which I don't think I put in my little videos. So Lake Minnewanka there that we got to go see. And this is Peter Lougheed Provincial Park, which I think I did talk about. And my work mom has she texted yesterday and said that that's actually closed right now due to bear sightings. So I'm glad we got to go see that. This one just has me. So this is the Troll Falls again. Guys, I don't know, but I included the plaque in here, which I was a little bit concerned you wouldn't be able to read, but you actually can. So it turned out really well. So if anyone's considering doing one of these Shutterfly photo books, this is my first photo book that I've done with Shutterfly. I've done calendars, definitely calendars. I used to do some for friends. This was just in the parking lot of Troll Falls. I've been impressed with their calendars, and now I'm also impressed with their books. So, and then I paid an extra $4 to have this sleeve put in the back where you can put memorabilia. So it's our gondola ticket, and that was just a spare sticker that I had. So worth it. Definitely worth it. I thought that was pretty cool to purchase to remember your experiences by. Why not? Maybe I mentioned it in my clip. No, I don't believe I did. On my trip, I got super, super sick. I was really sick that entire time. Mentally, I felt fine. And I think that's what saved me. I felt like I could run a marathon. But physically, I sounded super sick. I was coughing. The coughing didn't start until about Saturday. We went Wednesday night to Monday night. So the coughing didn't start until Friday or Saturday. I can't remember. But I was really congested. The sneezing started. I was coughing, got home. It just got worse after I got home. The coughing was grotesque and I sounded so congested. I could breathe. My nose wasn't plugged up, but it sounded really bad. So that's why I haven't filmed any videos. And there's so many VRs that I wanted to do that I haven't got to. But yeah, that's why, because I didn't want my sick voice being immortalized for all of YouTube for years to come. So that's it. That's my month of September. I do want to say, that's my birth chart hanging out the back. So the St. Soleil's Celestial Journal, I have contacted them about 2025 because I have not seen anywhere on their social media where they're advertising the 2025 version. Turns out they don't know if they're making it, which is alarming because I feel like you should know by October. You should be working on it, or should have already started working on it, and it should be going for like print runs, test runs, all that jazz. And the fact that they're coming back and saying they don't know makes me a little sad because I feel like that's probably a no, which really sucks because I was really excited to reuse this cover for next year, and then you spend less buying just the soft cover notebook or agenda, but this is how things go. But they did say they would know more in October. So I'm hoping to get more information. However, what I did want to say about it is that it's finally happened where I've dropped off doing the weekly stuff, like every week, this week's reflections and next week's projections. That happened sometime in September where I started to intentionally not really fill that out. So I knew at some point it would get to be a little annoying, especially for me. Like I just talked about my grand adventure, but for the most part, I don't really do anything, nothing noteworthy or exciting. So it's kind of hard to, this week's reflection. Well, I watched Netflix. I binged like 3 shows this week. How am I going to reflect on that? So that's kind of started happening. But I still love it. It's still my favorite journal. What I loved about it was that it gives astrological, like daily astrological happenings plus tarot practices. So every solstice, every new and full moon, there's a tarot practice in here with a spread. If anyone knows of any other notebook that combines those two things, or any other agenda that combines those two things, please let me know, because I'm now officially on the market, because I don't think this is happening for 2025. So the astrology portion, the daily astrology happenings combined with tarot spreads for certain events throughout the year, I'm on the market. So if anyone has any that they love, I know the Magic of I is a really good astrology one, and I might actually purchase the digital version, but it doesn't have like tarot stuff. So I want the combination. I want the two things. So that's where I've been. Here's September, or there was September, we've already discussed, and that's that. I'll see you when I see you. Hopefully I'll get around to doing some of those VRs.